breaking news for you.
Hi there, welcome to another episode of the Transfer Talk Pod.
What's up, Gunners? Welcome back to Gunners Central, your home for the latest Arsenal news, transfer updates, breaking stories, and in-depth analysis. If you're a passionate Gooner, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and turn on notifications so you never miss any Arsenal updates. Now, let's get straight into today's big story. Arsenal's pursuit of a major attacking addition has taken another dramatic turn, with Victor Osimhen once again at the centre of transfer speculation. In this story, we will examine Osimhen's latest response, the reported £60 million plus price that could open negotiations, Galatasaray's public resistance, and why Mikel Arteta could see the Nigerian striker as the kind of signing capable of taking Arsenal from Premier League champions to an even more dangerous force in Europe. Reports remain conflicting, so Arsenal supporters should distinguish between genuine talks, reported interest, and a completed agreement. The latest development is significant because Arsenal have reportedly discussed Osimhen's availability directly with Galatasaray. Sky Sports reported that the Nigerian situation was raised during negotiations involving Arsenal players Gabriel Martinelli and Ethan Nwaneri, although it remains unclear which side initially introduced Osimhen into the discussions. ESPN has also reported that Arsenal have held talks regarding the striker, making this considerably more substantial than the usual social media transfer rumour. However, there is an important complication. Another recent report claims Arsenal are not currently in ongoing negotiations for Osimhen, illustrating how quickly information around this transfer is changing. Therefore, Arsenal fans should not interpret the current reports as meaning that a deal is already close. What is clear is that Osimhen has become a serious name in the conversation. The Nigerian striker has been linked with the Premier League for years. Chelsea came extremely close to signing him during his Napoli days, but the deal collapsed. He eventually moved to Galatasaray permanently in 2025 after a successful loan spell, with the Turkish club paying Napoli €75 million. Since arriving in Istanbul, Osimhen has developed into one of Galatasaray's most important players and has continued producing goals at an exceptional rate. That is why Arsenal's interest makes sense. The Gunners have already strengthened their squad significantly this summer, bringing in players including Bruno Guimaraes and Christos Tsolis, while also making Piero Hincapie's move permanent. But Arteta appears to believe that there are still areas requiring improvement, particularly if Arsenal are serious about defending their Premier League crown while challenging again for the Champions League. And that brings us to Osimhen. The striker has now responded to the speculation surrounding his future, but he carefully avoided committing himself either way. After scoring twice for Galatasaray, Osimhen said, "There are always rumours in transfer seasons. I will take care of my business. I am focused on my job, then we will see and think further." For Arsenal supporters, that is an interesting response. He did not say, "I am staying at Galatasaray." He did not say, "I want Arsenal." Instead, he left the situation open. That does not constitute a transfer request, but it means Arsenal cannot be completely dismissed. The next issue is the price. Several reports have suggested that Galatasaray could consider an offer of around £60 million or more. Football 365 reported that Arsenal may need to exceed £60 million to have a realistic chance of signing him, while other reports have suggested that Galatasaray would accept a substantial offer. But there is a major contradiction. Galatasaray president Dursun Özbek has publicly insisted that Osimhen is not simply available for sale. That means Arsenal must determine whether the £60 million figure represents a genuine negotiating threshold or merely speculation. If Galatasaray really would accept £60 million plus, Arsenal suddenly have a fascinating opportunity. Why? Because the alternative, Julian Alvarez, appears considerably more complicated. Atletico Madrid have maintained a strong position regarding the Argentine, while Barcelona have also been heavily involved in the situation. If Arsenal cannot unlock Alvarez's transfer, Osimhen could become the more realistic elite striker option. And from a tactical perspective, Arteta would have plenty to work with. Osimhen offers Arsenal something different. He is explosive over distance, aggressive when attacking space, and extremely dangerous inside the penalty area. His physical strength allows him to compete with powerful centre-backs, while his movement can stretch defensive lines. He is also a significant aerial threat, something that can become particularly valuable when Arsenal face teams defending deep. Imagine Arsenal dominating possession against a low block. The opposition has 10 players behind the ball. Arsenal circulate possession around the penalty area, waiting for an opening. With Osimhen constantly threatening to run behind the defence, centre-backs would have to make difficult decisions. Step forward and he can attack the space behind them. Drop deeper and Arsenal's midfielders receive more room. That is where his presence could change the geometry of Arsenal's attack. Victor Gyökeres would still have an important role. Kai Havertz and Gabriel Jesus could offer different attacking profiles, but Osimhen would provide another elite option and create genuine competition for places. That competition could be extremely valuable over a season in which Arsenal want to compete on 4 fronts. There is also the psychological effect of such a signing. Arsenal have finally won the Premier League after years of falling short. They now have to defend the title while attempting to recover from the disappointment of losing the Champions League final. Adding a striker of Osimhen's reputation would send a clear message to Manchester City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Manchester United, and the rest of Europe. It would say that Arsenal are not satisfied. They want more, but there is a financial question that cannot be ignored. A £60 million transfer fee would only represent the beginning of Arsenal's investment. Osimhen's salary is believed to be extremely high, meaning the overall cost of the transfer could be significantly greater once wages, bonuses and other contractual payments are included. That is where Andrea Berta's role becomes crucial. The Arsenal sporting director has to decide whether the footballing benefits justify the financial commitment. Arsenal cannot simply sign a superstar because his name is attractive. The player has to fit Arteta's tactical demands, dressing room structure, and long-term squad planning. There is also the question of how Osimhen would respond to competition. He would not arrive simply to sit on the bench. If Arsenal sign him, Arteta would have to manage 2 high-profile centre-forwards while keeping both motivated. That could be challenging, but it could also be exactly what a club competing for multiple trophies needs. The situation involving Martinelli and Nwaneri makes the story even more interesting. Galatasaray have reportedly shown interest in both Arsenal players, with Martinelli attracting a substantial bid. The Guardian has even reported speculation about Osimhen potentially being connected to a broader exchange involving Arsenal players, although such reports should be treated cautiously. Arsenal must therefore be careful not to allow separate negotiations to become unnecessarily complicated. Martinelli's future is already uncertain after increased competition on the wings. If he leaves, Arsenal could potentially generate funds for another attacking signing. But losing an established Brazil international and replacing him with a striker would represent a major tactical decision. That is why Osimhen cannot be viewed in isolation. His potential arrival would affect Gyökeres, Havertz, Jesus, Martinelli, Solis and potentially Arsenal's wider attacking structure. For now, however, one fact remains. There is no completed deal. Reports are moving in different directions. Some suggest Arsenal are exploring the possibility of signing Osimhen for around £60 million plus, while other reporting indicates that a concrete pursuit may not currently be underway. Osimhen's own comments are similarly cautious, but that is precisely why Arsenal fans should keep watching. A few weeks ago, this looked like an unlikely transfer. Now his availability has reportedly been discussed, a possible price has emerged, and the player himself has refused to completely close the door. If Berta can establish that Galatasaray genuinely have a negotiable price, Arsenal could have a major decision to make. Do they continue chasing Alvarez? Do they trust Gyökeres and strengthen elsewhere? Or do they make a major financial commitment to Osimhen and give Arteta one of the most physically devastating strikers in European football? That decision could define the final stage of Arsenal's transfer window, because Arsenal are no longer building merely to challenge. They are building from the position of champions. And if Victor Osimhen really can be obtained for a fee around £60 million plus, the Gunners may have been presented with an opportunity that Arteta and Berta simply cannot ignore.